God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He makes a way for us to see so that we can be free. For a moment, let us just pause and reflect. And let us invite the Spirit of God's truth into our hearts for us to hear what God is saying through me. Because I come to you with no script. I come to you from an open heart. And I am asking the Spirit of God to come upon you and me. Father, Mother God, known by many names, Speaker of truth, we bless you, we thank you, we adore you, and we come searching for clarity to what you are saying to our hearts through that loaded statement, God will make a way where there seems to be no way. We call on the Christ, we call on Buddha, we call on Magdalena, Kuan Yin and Mother Mary. We call on Francis. We call on all the wise ones and White Eagle. And we ask them with the archangels, the angels and the holy men and women who've gone before us from all faith traditions to surround us at this time, so that we hear what you say and do what our heart guides us to do. We thank you for this short recording, and we now ask your blessing. God will make a way for you if you are willing to walk in faith, or if you're willing to walk in trust. God is not asking you to do a bungee jump from some flying aeroplane. He's not asking you to go to a cliff face and jump into the valley below. But if your heart is guiding you to make change in your life, then the leap of faith you make, you know in here that God will provide a safety net with a myriad of angels who will be there to hold you when you fall. The example I give you is the example of Jesus. Jesus, who surrendered his life out of love for you and for me. He walked a simple life, but he knew that in his incarnation as Jesus the Christ, that he had to pay the penultimate price for our freedom. And that price has been denied by many people today who say that Jesus did not die on the cross, that Jesus had a walk-in. Hello. That is the talk of the Antichrist, and anyone who says that are not in God's mindset of truth. So for God to make a way for you as he did for Jesus when he was weary and he fell 3 times carrying the cross, God touched the heart of a Simon of Cyrene who represented you and me. And we took the weight of that cross just for a short while, whilst the suffering Jesus walked to his death. And his mother and friends looked on. What was it like for them? But in the midst of that suffering, as in the midst of our suffering, where we find we may be in a situation where everything is closing in on us, we're becoming depressed, anxious, fearful, afraid, where we feel there's no hope, where we feel there is nothing worth living for, where we've allowed the mindset of fear take root of our heart and kill it. So for God to make a way, and He will make a way, it's about learning to surrender. It's about learning to use your gift of free will and say, hey God, I don't want this crap. I want to be free. But we have to initiate that help. So many people have said to me, where's God when you need Him? And in the early days I couldn't answer because I didn't have enough experience or wisdom. But now I can say from my heart that God makes a way. He cuts through the crap with a fine sword. He sends us a myriad of angels and archangels. He sends us a legion of messengers of light. He brings people into our life who show us kindness, who gives us a boost, who takes our mind off our tragedy, momentarily that is, for us to know that there are good people around us. So for God to make a way for you today, He's inviting you, as He did me 12 years ago when I had to kneel in the gutter. And by golly, it was not a pleasant experience because at that time I was very ill. And though I carried on nursing, I knew that the side effects of Prozac induced manic behaviour, which brought to me a prison sentence of 6 months. And I felt that my God had abandoned me. And in that police car, being taken to prison for alleged cases of whatever, I was out of my tree, out of control. I was mentally ill, and yet I was locked up for 6 months. So I'm shouting out at God, why me? Why are you doing this to me? But God made a way for me. But I had to go through some painful experiences to come out the other side, as Jesus did when He rose from the dead. And you know, God's ways are not often easy, but He does bring us truth, and He does set us free. And in that prison cell, and you can read all about it in my life story as an ebook on our website, God did make a way for me. He empowered me to face my wounded inner child that was abused. He allowed me to forgive myself and to forgive that little child and to say it was not your fault. So I believe that when I said that, my heart guided me to say that. God made a way for me. And when I came out of prison, the 3 archangels that God sent to me were real. It was Maria, Lorraine and Rob. And they helped me rebuild my life. They gave me safety, they brought me love. And through their love, I am who I am today. So God made a way for me to live the life of service as an enclosed contemplative Franciscan monk, as a member of the Teil community. I don't pretend to be a knight in shining armour. I'm not academic enough, because I live a simple life and I speak God's truth. And that truth has won me lots of enemies because they don't want to hear the truth. I've had clients come here that I'd seen when I was out on the road running retreats for the last 12 years, but I haven't been doing that for the last 12 months. And they come back and they say, hi, Brother Sean, you remember me? I said, yes. And they say, hello. And I say, is it the same problem? They say, yes. I said, well, not today, Josephine, because that's abuse. They're wanting us to put like a sticky plaster. And all they have to do is surrender. Try it. Surrender your heart and see what God can do for you today. And He will make a way for you. Trust me. He did for me. He did for me. May God bless you and keep you.